You've heard of American moonshine, but have you ever heard of potcheen? So potcheen making in Ireland actually predates whiskey making in Ireland. Essentially, for as long as the Irish could distill, we did distill and we distilled potcheen. Potcheen distilling in Ireland dates back to about 1 AD. Potcheen actually comes from the Irish language meaning little pot, and that is pretty much because a lot of the time this was distilled in a wee pot or a little pot. Now, what can potcheen be made of? Think of like grains like barley, oats, sometimes molasses is used, whey can be used, and probably the most famous thing that potcheen is made of is potatoes. But it's not actually the main thing that a lot of potcheen distillers use. Why? We pretty much like to eat potatoes instead of just drink them, you know? I'm sure you've heard it. Potcheen's illegal. So in the 17th century in Ireland, the British Crown put a series of different taxations on distilled spirits and malting and all of these other elements that go into making booze, which essentially meant that you needed a license now to distill in Ireland. Here, I'll tell you what, potcheen distillers didn't like that. So if you have ever heard that potcheen is illegal, it started then in 1661. And as we all know, once you make something illegal, we all just want it more. And the Irish culture started to become linked with potcheen because it is our only true native spirit. So when King Charles II decided to make it illegal, little did he know we only wanted it more. And at the end of the day, some of these farmers were actually just selling potcheen on the side so they could pay the landlords. Those potcheen distillers were actually saying a massive to the crown. And then potcheen only became legal in Ireland in 1997, right? So that's a 336-year ban. So we can understand why you think it's illegal, because it was illegal for a queer long time. But potcheen's legal now. Now, despite that 336-year ban, you talk to someone who knows somebody else, they can probably get you a bottle, because potcheen distilling, although it was illicit, went to the hills, went to the villages, went rural, stayed in the farms. Now that bottle of potcheen might come in a Lucozade bottle, it might come in a wine bottle, it might come in a wee milk bottle with a wee sign on it saying, don't drink. Your granny might have hidden it under the sink and your neighbour might be rubbing it on his greyhound's back legs. But because it's legal, he says, there's also some fantastic new craft Irish potcheen distillers. And that's legal. Now when it comes to making potcheen, you cannot age potcheen. You can only rest it for up to 10 weeks. Not all potcheen is 70% rocket fuel. Some of it is 40%, 45%, some of it is potable, some of it doesn't light on fire. It's actually a very delicious, well-made, crafted spirit. Some of it. So the spirit that was shrouded in mystery has finally stepped into the limelight. It's here to stay. It's here to play. So folks, drink potcheen.